Going on, guys? Welcome back to the shop. We got some things to talk about. I got to get back to watching Squid Games also. What I'm learning from the show, by the way, hit the like, subscribe if you're watching that show or thinking about watching that show. What I got from that so far is somebody has to lose for somebody else to win. Somebody has to lose for somebody else to really win. And unfortunately, that's a big part of life. So let's get into a first ticker that we're going to talk about here. And that's none other than Two Hands. Don't forget who brought Two Hands to you guys first. A lot of you already know what time it is. But Two Hands is going to be one of those stocks that are going to make a lot of people that buy in at these prices life-changing money. And I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars because, of course, that is life-changing. But people are going to make millions of dollars with this stock at these prices, at this valuation. And a lot of it has to do with what we previously spoke about. They're over 2,000% revenue growth quarter over quarter. The fact that everybody from the CEO down to all the workers are buying shares right now. The fact that it's getting uplisted to the Canadian Stock Exchange before year's end. The fact that they're still under a $10 million market cap. So let's get into what happened over this weekend, which in my opinion, sooner or later, but most likely sooner, will help propel this stock all the way to the moon. And let's get into it. This goes back to what I was saying. Unfortunately, the way that life works is exactly what they're trying to tell people in that show. Is the people that's going to take L's for other ones to get the W. Canadian Instacart workers to walk off job and bid to secure better working conditions. Canadian and American Instacart workers plan to walk off the job this weekend in a bid to secure better pay and more benefits. Nonprofit labor group Gig Workers Collective says it expects up to 70% of independent contractors working off the grocery delivery app to stop accepting orders on October 16th, yesterday. Instacart is a California-based company that uses independent contractors to fulfill grocery delivery or pickup orders placed through its app. The workers are hoping the move will convince the company to raise the app's default tip to at least 10% for every order, reintroduce commissions, and pay them by order rather than batch. Daniel Four, a Durham, ONT entrepreneur, Ontario, entrepreneur who has worked for Instacart since last May, said these issues are important for the app's workers because he noticed his pay shrink dramatically throughout the COVID-19 pandemic despite his hours not changing. Instacart workers who are called shoppers receive a travel payment, tip, and other sum based on fees paid by customers. He said, in May and June, I started noticing this downward trend with my income dropping and I couldn't really figure out why. Fewer said he keeps meticulous spreadsheets to track his wages and notice his earnings have been halved, but his hours were roughly the same. By the end of June and July, it became really apparent that Instacart was reducing one of the three elements that determine how we get paid. He found Instacart paid him about $7 for a 42-item batch, a series of orders from multiple customers clumped together that he filled in September at Real Canadian Superstore. The batch took about 75 minutes to complete. In May or prior, he said that the same kind of order would have paid $15 or $20. It's disgusting, and the only thing that makes these batches worthwhile and able For a lot of people to make a living is the tips that customers provide, he said. Instacart maintains that it has not changed its pay structure since February 2019 and says it takes feedback from workers, including members of the GIG Workers Collective, very seriously. While historically the actions by this group have not resulted in any disruption or impact to our services, our relationship with all shoppers is incredibly important and we're deeply committed to doing right by them, said Natalia Instacart Director of Shopper Engagement and Communications, in an email. Based on the ongoing investments we've made into the support shoppers, the claims do not reflect the current shopper experience, and in some cases the demands are for offerings that already exist on the platform. In addition to pay issues, the workers want adjustments to Instacart's rating system. We're not going to get into the rest, but you guys understand what's going on. It's not looking good for Instacart, and all that means is Go-Kart City, Two Hands, is about to get a huge chunk of that market share. Go-Kart's about to get a huge chunk of that Instacart because it's one of the top competitors in Canada to Instacart right now with, like I said, 2,000% revenue growth quarter over quarter. Can't wait to see this quarter's numbers. If you're not getting in at these levels, at less than a quarter of a penny, what are you doing with your life? I currently hold 10 million shares. A lot of my subscribers been letting me know they own way more than myself. I put almost 27 grand into it of my own money, and a lot of people have a lot more money into it than I do that I speak to, and salute to you guys. This is, in my opinion, at these prices, at this market cap, definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, such as AITX and ILUS. And speaking of ILUS, let's get into the main points of the letter that came out to shareholders on Friday. Shareholder letter recap. Details of annual shareholder meeting and 2 separate shareholder meetups will be announced next week, all being scheduled for the month of November. New board members and NASDAQ plans will be announced at shareholder meeting. Huge announcements also planned to be released before shareholder meeting. More announcements coming next week, including acquisition competitions in the US and the UK, as well as an update on the new 1.1 million order for Bullhead that is in its final stages of completion. This is expected to be a multi-phase order. Big 100 million acquisition forms only one component of their NASDAQ catalysts. Q3 revenue is expected to surpass Q2's, totaling approximately 3 to 4 million. Full numbers for Q3 will be issued on or before November 15th, once completed. New distributors have been appointed for both eRaptor UTV and Firebug products. Updates on Millennium and Take Lead partnerships to be unveiled in upcoming podcasts. This company ILUS literally keeps getting better and better every other day. And with the market cap of under $400 million, how can you not want to get into a company like this with what they're doing? With them just getting into the U.S. markets, with them just getting into the U.S. after all the money they're making in Europe and India. With all the 3 acquisitions they had this month alone, how can you not get in at these levels? I'm not going to get more into it. You guys could check check out my other ILUS videos to get more information on that. But I just wanted to touch base on that company, because for all my viewers and all my watchers that are still not in ILUS, if you have been watching that price movement over the last couple of weeks, I'm very, very, very impressed at this consolidation and the fact that we just built a whole new floor to this company, a whole new foundation at these prices, which seem to be the bottom. I couldn't be more impressed with what the stock and this company and this management is doing. So if you haven't looked into ILUS, make sure you do that before we're at $4 and listed on the Nasdaq within a year's time. And after that, literally the sky's the limit. I would not be surprised if in 5 years I see this company trading at $40, $50 on the Nasdaq, and right now you could get in under 40 cents. Once again, if you have not looked into Two Hands, ILUS, and AITX, make sure you do that. You guys already know where to find the AITX information. Click AITX on YouTube. New to the street interview out today. But we didn't even need that. That presentation last week told most of you everything that you needed to know. So hopefully you guys are accumulating there as well. Salute everybody. Let's have a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Like, subscribe if you don't mind. If not, thank you for watching. Have a great day, man. Great night.